Jeanine issues urgent warning on Trump's behalf. Please pray. Fox News host Jeanine Pirro issued a dire warning regarding the probe into Russia's meddling in the 2016 election. In an appearance on Fox and Friends on Friday, Pirro discussed the potential consequences that might occur if Special Counsel Robert Mueller's team decides to indict a member of President Donald Trump's family. This is an agenda, and my concern is if they end up with an indictment against a family member just to get at Donald Trump when they couldn't get at him, there's going to be a real uproar, a real uprising in this country. Jeanine Pirro, a former prosecutor, is currently the host of Fox News. Justice with Judge Jeanine, like many Americans, she sees the investigation into the Trump-Russia collusion narrative as nothing more than a high-profile witch hunt.
Think about it, 2002, 2008, Donald Trump wasn't running for president. This isn't something that I'm sure everything enters Donald's mind. He never stops thinking. But at the same time, this is an agenda, and my concern is if they end up with an indictment against a family member just to get at Donald Trump when they couldn't get at him, there's going to be a real uproar, a real uprising in this country. You saw those people last. I'm sure, look, you can do anything. Look, I was a prosecutor for 32 years. You can indict a ham sandwich. The only person in that grand jury is the district attorney, who is instructing all of those grand jurors on what the law is and the body language.
Recently, it was reported that Robert Mueller had impaneled a grand jury, a clear sign that he is ramping up his investigation. Many on the right have been skeptical of the intentions of Mueller's team because it is staffed mostly with Democrats. Some of his staff members may have made it significant donations to Democratic candidates. For this reason, there is concern that Mueller's investigation might be tainted by a partisan political bias. The Washington Times stated that while Mueller could be nonpartisan, which is a joke, his team is not. They also indicate that the job of the special counsel is to obtain results that would be acceptable to fair-minded people. If his team is made up of leftists, it is more likely than these fair-minded people would reject the results of Mueller's investigation. The issue with special counsels is that they tend to go beyond their mandate. Mueller's impaneling of a grand jury is an indication that this may be occurring with the Russia investigation. As time passes, it becomes less likely that Mueller's investigation will produce evidence that President Trump collaborated with the Kremlin to influence the results of the 2016 election. However, this does not mean that the investigation might not find some other mistake or legal misstep that could be used to indict a member of Trump's team or family. Pirro elaborated on the show, "I was a prosecutor for 32 years. You can indict a ham sandwich. The only person in that grand jury is the district attorney who is instructing all of those grand jurors on what the law is, and the body language is clear. It is unclear what form the uprising, quote, would take if a member of Trump's family is indicted. However, if the investigation appears to be motivated by political bias, which it is, the outcry will likely be fierce because it will serve as a confirmation that the investigation truly is a witch hunt. Needless to say, the Russiagate narrative propagated by the left has sparked vigorous debate. The establishment media has consistently attempted to convince the American public that Trump's campaign colluded with Russia. regardless of the fact that no evidence has been found. The investigation could take months, meanwhile the taxpayers are paying for that, might I add, or even years to conclude. So in other words, what is Trump supposed to be focused on? Years of dragging this crap on for years, and you expect the man to function? Which means we will continue to hear about Russian meddling for the foreseeable future. I mean, this is just insanity. Insanity, total insanity. Insanity. And the real criminal running loose. Yes, absolutely. And why is Comey out? He should be arrested for lying under oath. Isn't that what you do when you take an oath and you lie under oath? You should be arrested, right? Well, why is he walking around and getting book deals?